Hey, Fatso. Fatso, it's time to wake up. You gotta wake up, Fatso. Time to wake up. We gotta run the show. Yeah, the mainstream. Live, not Lux's, the mainstream, Fatso. It's time to run the show. We gotta do the show. And we gotta get on there now. You wanna get the super chats, you gotta you gotta perform like a seal. Come on, I'll get your Rolex wound up for you, Fatso. You want an? I can't run a long intro. They don't like that intro. Sovron's gone. Sov's gone. He doesn't like you, Arch. Those boomers. Run, press the. Okay, I'll run it. I'll run. Come on, man. Get yourself in the shower. Get your ass over here now. Hi guys, it's ArchieLuxury. Guys, I want to talk to you about DavidSW. DavidSW. Guys, if you are in America, if you are looking for a Rolex watch of your dreams, in fact, if you're looking for a contemporary modern wristwatch, I strongly advise you to look at DavidSW. Guys, don't play the dealer games. Don't bring in chocolates or Krispy Kremes for your dealer hoping to get a Rolex at retail. It's futile. Please, guys, save your dignity. Keep some pride. Go to DavidSW. I would highly recommend DavidSW. If you're in America and you're looking for a watch, go to DavidSW. DavidSW.
Come on, mate, I'm not like the shroom! I'm not like the shroom! Answer me call, man. Come on, I'm a big fan, man. Come on, answer the call, Arch. Love the pontiff!
Hey guys, this is ArchieLuxury, and you are on the greatest wristwatch live stream in the business. That's right, guys. Welcome to the show. So I got to tell you something. I've got I got a few today's thought. I want to get another Patek. I've started dreaming about wrist watches again. I have started to dream about the wrist watches. I started to dream, and I got to tell you, I really do want to get some. I want to get another Patek. I'm going to talk to you about this. I want to talk to you the structure of the collection. We got a few super chats. Let's go through these super chats. We've got Rich Mitch, £2. Watch talk, please. Thank you. We got Cannoli Cream, $2. Love the Pontiff. Love the Pontiff. Thank you so much. And we have got JD, 3 Australian cents. Hey man. Okay, so guys, I've just been I had a dream last night. I was thinking I was dreaming about watches. And what I really want to get, you're not going to believe this. It's a watch I've owned. Everything I want is a watch I've owned before, is a Patek 5111. That's right. I want my old watch back. That's right. I would love to get this watch, preferably in yellow gold. Preferably in yellow gold, because I've got a white gold world time. I have got 2 rose gold chunky monkey chronos, and I'd love to get a 5111. These are not they're not super desired. They're kind of a bit of a sweet spot. Now, this is one that I owned. I sold it to Mr. 2. Remember Mr. 2 with the Mercedes-Benz? And I've got to tell you, this was a watch that ideally, because I don't have a reverso anymore, so this could be my rectangular chunky monkey. And I think the prices have come down a bit on this. Like they're not really that desired. They're not that desired, okay? That's the reality. They are not super desired. And I got to tell you something. What I was thinking of doing, let me explain this to you. What I was thinking of doing is just ever so carefully, I want to pull this picture up here. This is today's pic. This is of my little, look at that, 3 chrono pieces, chronographs. You got your Speedy. That's probably the most famous sports watch in the Omega lineup. You've got a Zenith, the first automatic, and then you've got a JJ LeCoultre. Now this is a JJ LeCoultre came out with their vertical cut column wheel chronographs. So this is a modern, brash, inspirational type watch. So 3 very different chronographs. Okay, no Daytona. Well, Daytona is shit value. Daytona is shit value. So what I'm thinking is, I really want to add the Patek 5110. Now, let me have a think about this here. The reason I want to tell you this is that I really do believe that with the watches themselves they are such a cool thing. Now, I was talking to Dave before I came on the show today. I was talking to Dave, the super collector, and I was just asking him, hey, man, what's happening to watch market? And he tells me watch market is completely fucked, okay? So Dave's got a small business. He doesn't sell to end users. He sells to other dealers because he has a job. He's got a job, and what he needs to do is by the way, guys, I'm posting the link. If any punters want to jump on, you are free to jump on. We can talk watches. I love the watch talk because now what I'm going to say is I'm looking at the watch market itself has changed. I'd love to get Soyego on. Soyego, why don't you jump on, man? I'd love to talk to you. Soyego always wants to talk to me, but he never wants to jump on and actually help my stream. That kind of is annoying. Okay, it's kind of, let's get JJ on there. I'd love to have JJ on. We could talk about things. JJ wants the link. Mark Goldberg, I haven't seen him in ages. What is the Marky, the Goldberg stuff, the Gold stuff? What's he up to? Marcelo, man, I'd love you to come on. Just chat. Let me know you're okay. Roland's Jamie Tan Zeal. Where is my zeal? Is the zeal in the house? Where is my zeal? Who else is there? Let me have a look here. I'm having a look. Tommy, what's Tommy up to? Tommy, would you come on? Sard Ganderpole. Let's get the Sardster. general SARD on there. Definitely want the SARD star on there. But as I was saying to you before, with a lot of the collection itself there, I'm really keen to grow my collection. Now the market is turning. Yes, it is turning. I was talking to Dave, my super collector friend, and he said the market is really turning. It's taking longer to finalize sales. He said the worst thing is you have people who want to give you trades that you can't, they're kind of old trades. You know what I mean? Like these were trades that they did months ago when the market was different. So they want to trade back shit, but that's not always possible because the market has shifted. So they don't concede that theirs have gone down, but they see, oh, yours have gone down. You know, they're just unrealistic. It's just difficult punters to deal with. And I got to be totally honest with you. You can't run a business with punters like that. That's just difficult, man. It's so difficult. So difficult. I think you've just got to be aware of this, man. That is the shocking reality. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I try my best, right? I try my best with my collection to have an equalized collection, and I've always tried to get alternative pieces, bring exciting, because I got to try and have interesting shit on the channel. And the problem is, you can get really shafted if you're not careful. You can get really hammered, and that's never fun. That's not a good way to go. If you get hammered on the things, you're stuck. You're fucked. So I got to tell you, I'm just looking at a few alternatives there. So yeah, watch markets shifting indeed. One thing I will tell you is I'm not selling my bloody Explorer 2 giveaway prices. That's for sure. I've got to keep that baby. Keep it. That is a great piece to have and a very desirable. It is what it is. That's the important thing you got to realize, that the market has changed. It's changing. The market's changed. You got to accept it. That's just how it is. That is how it is. It is. The market is changing. And, it's one of these things. The market isn't dead. It's not dead, but it just comes up with some slightly more difficult things you've got to deal with. And that's a fact of life, man. That's just how it goes. And I got to tell you myself, I'm looking at doing a bit of a calibration myself. I like to recalibrate. I want to recalibrate my hobby, my collection itself there. The calibration, what I want to do is I want to concentrate. I got my Patek, got a beautiful Patek, got two Rolexes. I got the Explorer 2 and I got the Bluesy. Perfect, great pieces to have there. I also have got some great chronos. I got the two steel stunners. I got the Speedy and I got the Zenith. They are really good pieces. You can see them on the screen. And I got two gold chronographs, the Breguet and the Jaeger-LeCoultre. Now, the thing you've got to realize is, okay, so what do I want to do moving forward? Well, let me tell you this. I'm very reluctant to wholesale stuff out at cheap prices because the market is difficult. The market is really tough. So stop. Instead of getting bored, like everyone, I do it myself. You want something new. You want to try new stuff. So you think, oh, I'll trade or swap, and then you've taken losses. See, you're just treading water. In fact, you're not only treading water, you're going under, gulping some water, and coming back up. It's just suicide. You're not going to do well You're not going to do well doing that. So very, very important things you've got to remember there. What did Pastor say? Out of the 4 that had keys, 3 said they didn't do it. He's only one left with a weasel. What's Pastor talking about? What's going on here? Tommy's okay. What's wrong with Tommy? Tommy's cool. Tommy doesn't block anybody. I don't think Tommy blocks anybody. I don't understand what's going on there. Just having a quick look. I don't think many people are blocked at all. Let me just double check. I'll double check the community and make sure we've got everything going okay. Let's have a look there. Just double checking. They've all got wrenches. They're all cool. Who's blocked? They're okay. There's only 4 people blocked. Yeah, there's only 4 people blocked. Yeah, there's only 4 people blocked. That's it. It's okay. There's nothing to report there. It's all good. They're all okay. So, okay, so let's have a look there. What else can we say? So, guys, for my own sake, I want to streamline collection a bit. You know, sometimes people criticize you having the boxes, your boxes, your watch boxes. And I get it. I love a good watch box. I love the boxes. I do. I honestly found the boxes to be really cool. Let me show you something. This is probably one of the most amazing. It's not my collection either. This is my friend JJ's collection. Let's bring it up. This 3-piece combo deal, this is what I think the hobby is all about. Like when I look at this, look at that. Now these are not cheap pieces in the least. These are expensive. Day Date 40, Breguet Traditional, and a 5172 Patek. I mean, does it get better? 3 metals: yellow gold, rose gold, white gold. You've also got manual wind, auto. You've got all your bases covered. This is living. See, you look at that, you think, well, geez, all you need is a steel Batman to go with it, and you are set. Batgirl, Batman, whatever. And maybe a sub. So probably go Batgirl, and you'd get a sub as well, no date sub to go with it. You'd be done. Just perfect 5 pieces. So yeah, that's the way. Dirk, I'm blocked too. Who's Dirk? Where's Dirk blocked? Who's blocked? Yo, how come Dirk's blocked? Dirk, I'm blocked too. Pastor's not blocked. You got a wrench, for fuck's sake. How could you be blocked? Dirk, I'm blocked too. How's Pastor blocked? Tell me how you're blocked if you got a wrench and you're putting comments there. That's what I don't understand. You got a wrench, for God's sake. I don't think there's any dramas there. It's all looking pretty damn good, I think. So this is the situation. Where is our Eddie gone? Eddie, what's happened to Eddie? Is Eddie coming back? He's probably taken the money he got yesterday and he's celebrating. He's out celebrating a paid gig. Eddie's back in paid gigs. You can't blame him for that. How is our friend Machine Gun Chris going? That's what I'd like to know. Machine Gun Chris. He was a great performer. Great guy. Machine Gun Chris. I spoke to Strider last night. Please, guys, just say a few prayers for him. Strider's a good guy. We love our Strider. Who else have we got here? Just having a look. We've got, let's get Eddie. Eddie, got to send Eddie the link. Eddie gets the link. Hey, man, how you going? Hey, man. Look, we got who's on now. We got Mr. Goldberg, Mr. Goldberg. How are you, my friend?
Hello. What's going on here?
Long time no chat. Let me just talk to you.
Okay.
I've actually decided, Mr. Goldberg. I was talking to my good friend Dave, the super collector. He said the market is going through some corrections.
Yes.
Watches are taking a lot longer to sell.
Big hit.
Now, to give you an idea of how biased Chrono 24 is, so my friend's got 1 million Aussie in watches, right?
We.
He reckons it's worth about 1 million. Chrono 24 says, what do you reckon they say his collection's worth?
Well, you got to tell me, what did he do? Look for the listing price of his watches and then add it all.
No, he put his collection on there. You know, it gives you your collection valuation.
I see. I'm sure they probably $650,000.
So he reckons his collection's worth 1 million. Chrono said 1.8 million.
Oh, well, that's a load of. You know what? They should buy it then.
No, but I said to him, you're valuing it at wholesale. They're valuing it at American retail,
which nobody's going to get. I mean, look, the major problem with the secondary, or really the market now, is the secondary market, and watches are slow enough that they don't want to hold inventory. So if you call ABC secondhand watch guy, he's got bricks and mortar, he's got a YouTube, and we all know him, right? You call him.
Yes.
You know what? 2 years ago, he wanted to have as many Submariners and gold pieces and OPs and date justs in the vault as he humanly could, because the inventory was turning quickly, in and out, like a revolving door. But the inventory is moving out much slower right now, number one, which means the return on investment is lower unless they time their purchases very exactly, number one. And number two, all the dealers are communicating on WhatsApp. They've got groups just like this one. They're all over WhatsApp. Hey, I need a Hulk, 2018 or newer, who's got one box and papers. And then they'll just buy, sell, trade amongst each other. So if they're going to buy my Hulk and stick it in inventory, they're going to discount for the cost of money, which basically means they're going to offer me, oh dear God, they're going to offer me, instead of taking their normal 15 to 20% discount, they're going to offer me probably 40% less than that. Anyway, it's an enormous ripoff. The problem is that you've sold to the punters before, Archie. I've tried it. It's impossible. Selling to an individual watch collector is you people are horrible. And by the way, when I'm the buyer, I'm horrible too. So we're not good buyers.
Actually, the funny thing is, no, the only thing worse than selling to an enthusiast like yourself and me, is dealing with newbies. Oh my God! I got a friend of mine who runs a shop. Why is this more expensive than the Rolex shop?
They're so afraid of everything. Oh my God!
How do I know? How do I know the history? Can you guarantee? Can you get? Oh my God! You know, these are people.
Super chat.
Pasta, $2. Arch, everything is good here. It's the dungeon.
Yeah, the problem with the newbies is they're very afraid. So what they basically demand is long and free education, and so you wind up, tutoring these people. It's just go watch YouTube. Get away from me. I'd rather take 20% less and just have it tomorrow than deal with people. You can make a high def video and show every angle, and then they'll text you, and there's 2 questions. Do you have pics, and what's your best price? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, do you have pics, and what's your best pic? Yeah. Fucking
meantime, you've shown every link, and I don't know about you. Well, I probably do know about you. I don't pinch links. If I got links, I give them up. I sell them.
But you can see why I'd pinch them, just to annoy people, because You
Yeah.
know, you understand why it makes
Oh,
me
I'll give it a
angry.
good home. You know, you should sell it to me at this ridiculous price, and I'm going to treasure it, and I'll give it a really good home. You once made a video where you said, listen, mate, I don't care if you smash it with a hammer once I have my money.
Yes, you're quoting me. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes. Tell me this: what's happening in your world? There any watches you're buying, selling? What's going on?
You know what? I took stock. I didn't do an actual count. I did just an estimate. And I think I have about 15 what I would call good watches, like solid collectible enthusiast watches, 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have about 40 that fall into the,
Unsellable garbage.
Yes. And and it's probably like $25,000 worth of that garbage, easily.
Yeah.
And so what I've been doing, speaking of which, want to see one? Here. Hang on. My wrist swelled. I got to try and pry it the fuck off me. Ugh. Here, I'll make myself big, and then I'll show you guys the shitter of the day. And I mean, this is a solid watch.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
But let's be honest.
A combination of a Submariner, a blank pane, and a QC. The one that Keslowitz had. Remember that Sea Dog?
Yeah, and honestly, I got a discount on it. Whatever, I forget what retail is. I think retail is almost like 3, and I think I paid like 17.
Mm-hmm.
So, but could I get 17 out of it? Yeah, probably 13, 14. It's not worth selling. So it just lives in my box, and every 6 months I wear it for 2 or 3 hours, and then I rip it off and put it away because I can't stand it again. So I really am trying to buy. I'm trying to buy nothing, except I ordered a micro brand. Here's another $600 or $700 I'll never see again.
I got to tell you something. The funny thing is, right?
Yep.
I was talking. It's funny. The economy is changing, right? Like what's happened is interest rates in Australia. It was 2%. Now it's gone to 6%. Like my home loan, I had to beg them to get 6.57. 6.57.
You're not on a fixed, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like in America, we often have a fixed rate. When you lock it in, you got it for 15 or 30 years.
No. What happens in Australia? We got a different market, right? You can thank Edgar Hoover, the Roosevelt. You can thank Roosevelt, right? What happens in Australia is our fixed. We can fix. Our terms are 1, 2, 3, or 5 years.
Oh, wow. No, we get 30.
You get the life of your mortgage. And that's why banks in America can go broke, because they have if they do a lot of business when rates are really low, then in the future, they need to pay a lot more for that money. They're fucked. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, they take it out of us with ATM fees in Bangkok and bounced check fees.
Well, don't worry. We got that as well.
Yeah.
What happens? So in my case,
what happened to your loan?
They give a thing called a loyalty, not a discount, a loyalty penalty by staying with the same place.
Wow.
They wanted to give me 7.93.
Jesus. Now, what was the last term, the length of the last term on your variable, and what was the rate, so we can calculate out like the percentage of increase? What were you paying?
Well, actually, I was on a fixed. It was 1.99.
When you say fixed, what was the term? Fixed for how long?
3 years.
Shit. So they jumped you from 2 to 6? 6 plus.
6.52.
Wow. 6.5. They tripled it. They more than tripled it. It's like about a 315% increase. So no, what that means is nobody in Australia can possibly calculate out their budget, because your housing is going to constantly change. Tell me, did your income go up 315%?
Actually, my income has gone through the floor.
Well, right? How about the average Australian? I mean, people who are in your same boat, are there people who just can't do it?
Put it this way. Look, to be honest with you, this is the disaster. What's happened is the cost of living has blown out. Groceries, electricity. I got to be honest with you. Going for a drive once a week is going to become a luxury for me when I come back. Because the cost of living has gone so, it's like this. In my business, right, the money has gone down, the costs have gone up. It's absolute, it's torture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're uniquely self-employed, but just take an accountant, a carpenter, a plumber, whose rate just went from 2% to 6%. And for you as well, it's just terrible. Look, real quick, I want to.
The plumber is the price of lumber has gone up too. For lumber and his materials.
Lumber went up insanely during COVID here. I don't know where it is now. I suspect that has either come down or stabilized. Andreas, I own mostly what Archie would call toxic sludge, and I love them. I wear them. I treasure them. I have fun with them. I almost never wear a Rolex. For comedic purposes here on YouTube, we might call them toxic sludge to this audience because this is a very tough audience. But quite frankly, I rarely ever wear a Rolex, even though I have a dozen of them. And what I mostly do is I enjoy my fun pieces. So it's not quite.
I just got a complaint from Herman Ingram.
Comedic purposes.
He goes, I'm frustrated because I have much to say on these political live streams that Curly does. Much to say. He won't let me on because he doesn't like me. He's incapable of debate. Well, Herman, I got to be honest with you.
Nobody likes you.
Herman's stream. So it's Curly's stream. He can do whatever rules he wants. I don't set the rules.
Listen, Herman needs to read a book.
Curly sets the rules for his stream. I can't argue with that. But
I got Archie. I have a book suggestion for Herman. It's called "How to Win Friends and Influence People." Because
let dogs be dogs, Herman. Let dogs be dogs. That's a far better. That's a far better book. Let dogs be dogs.
You know what? I heard a very smart person once wrote, "You don't need more customers. You need more friends." Because all things being equal, people prefer to buy from their friends. And Herman, you're not good at making friends, and the few you get, you drive away quickly.
Yes, actually, I think you've nailed it. That's the same as Eddie has a similar problem. Eddie has a problem with the same. He doesn't seem to cherish friendships that we normally would.
If I've trained your dog, you could call me back 8 years later and say, I got a problem, I don't know what to do. And I'd be like, come on over. I'm gonna show you. Well, what's it gonna cost me? Absolutely nothing. Just get here. When you make friends, I'm now working on my second generation of clients. Like the kids who were kids when I trained the family dog are now millennials and have their own dogs and are bringing them in. So
Ubu. How is Ubu, by the way?
Who is Ubu?
Don't you remember watching all those series in America?
Oh,
good night, Ubu.
Sit, Ubu, sit.
Sit, Ubu. Sit. That's it, Ubu.
Yeah. I don't remember.
A dog called Ubu?
Yeah, it was some I don't remember what production company, but they were doing a lot of 90s sitcoms, I want to say.
Yeah, Family Ties used to do it. Sit, Ubu, sit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. Ubu has got to be long gone considering the time. Ubu will be long gone.
Yeah.
Marcus Grassa says Herman is a misunderstood genius, and that may very well be true. But Albert Einstein was beloved because he was fun and he was funny and he made funny pictures and he told jokes and he wasn't a complete dick. Just saying.
Yes. That's a good point. Albert Einstein. Yes.
Mike the Mistake says Ubu was rehomed by MTS.
Yes. Tell me this, Marky, the hobby, how do you feel? Do you have less of a love? By the way, did you know HODINKEE's having a fire sale?
I saw that, but honestly, the prices are stupid. For example, they have a watch that I like quite a bit. It's one of my mid-tier pieces, the the Mido Ocean Star Tribute, which I think its retail is something like $1,400, and never in the history of that watch has it ever sold for its retail. I bought it for $750 new online box and papers, and they're trying to peddle it off for like $900, $950.
What about their straps? They're selling $140 straps for $25.
Yeah, well, they probably cost cost material and workmanship from where, Malaysia, wherever they got them made. It's probably like $6. So it's still 300-400% profit. It just shows you how grossly overpriced they were to begin with.
Because I never understood, what did HODINKEE do? Like, they were kind of like Ben Simer, he is a genius. The guy is a genius. Okay, you're talking about Albert Einstein. He sold
got
this
out
for $20 million. I mean,
now
what the fuck?
It's worthless.
It depends how many people's it influences.
There was a tidal wave of interest in the watch.
Herman says somebody timed out Herman. I didn't time out anybody, Herman.
No, me either.
Markov says Soyego charges $80 per hour like Strider does. You can't afford Soyego. JJ, never want the link. Hilarious. I got to tell you, Marky.
Pasta says they're talking about the dungeon. Somebody on the dungeon is acting like a 10-year-old and blocking people. Yeah, it's not here.
Yeah. Well, the dungeon is different, man. That's why it's the dungeon, and this is ArchieLuxury live stream. So it's different. Marky.
Yes.
The hobby. Tell me this, in your own business, is it quieter than it has been? What's happening?
Yeah. It's less predictable. It's a little
because we're in the same business. We're completely fluff and filler. When times get hard, they cut down dog training.
Yeah.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Ubu's lucky to get a bone once a month.
Listen, we're in the discretionary spending business. We're not groceries. We're not mortgage payments. We're not car payments. We're not car insurance. We're not new roofs. The sort of thing that you have to have. When you need it, and you can't not have it. But however, there are a certain number of people.
Spend. We're luxury spend, and it's often the first thing. We're like the Cadillac tweed interior. First thing to be crossed off the box when times are tough.
So there is that, but I'm not quite in the super chat business either, because periodically I'll get that dog that bites the kid or eats the couch, and then it has to come. So I have a certain amount of business that sort of is going to come. That's going to come to me regardless of the economy. Number one, and number two. I'm, without tooting my own horn, I'm reasonably well known in my industry, and so therefore I probably get more referrals, and I recover faster than most people. So I am a bit slower than I was 2-3 years ago. But honestly, for me, it's like lucky. Number one, due to my age, I am at the age where most people are looking retirement right in the face, and I don't know. Archie, I can't see you retiring. I feel like you're going to do this even after nuclear winter, when there is no internet. You're going to be sitting at a screen. He can't. Oh my God!
I have to do this. I have to do this until end of Kingdom Come. Hopefully, I would have paid the balloon payment on that Beamer. The balloon payment.
You know what? Is your mortgage rate capped? Like it can't go up more than X in a term, or for the life of the loan? Is there a cap?
No cap. No, it's just
open-ended.
You fix it, right? You can fix it.
Yeah, but you can only fix it for
variable rate.
Hold it. You can fix it for the maximum is 5 years that you can fix it. You
Yes,
said.
but the rates are high. Why would you fix when rates are high?
Yeah, yeah. See here, I'm not going to say the variable rate mortgage doesn't exist here. It does, but normally they're sold with a cap. So if you buy it at 5, 6, whatever it is, it can rise no more than X per year for a grand total of X. And if it hits the cap, it stops.
See, the interesting thing is, in my country, right?
Talking mortgages.
In America, if you've got a low rate, you really wouldn't sell the house. You'd keep that mortgage. That could be like a gold mine. If you have, say you got $1 million locked in at 2%, there's no way in the world you'd pay that off sooner, is there?
Well, I don't know. I think you can get better than 2% on your money, just not in the bank.
Hey, Archie, man.
But I mean, but I mean, you wouldn't pay it back quicker, would you? If you've locked in a 2% loan,
no, and
incentivized to pay it back.
Well, there's that, and if you had a low mortgage rate like I did, let's say I had a 3% mortgage rate, and now mortgage rates around here are like 6, it's between 6 and 7.
You'd be crazy to get out of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to sell. What am I going to downsize and pay more to buy a smaller place? So people are not selling unless they have to, and that's fucking up inventory.
Unless they have to, like a divorce or something like
that.
Yeah,
exactly right.
What happened to Eddie's hand? What's the red rash, Eddie?
What are you talking about?
You got that red rash?
The heartbreak of psoriasis? What's going on?
Yeah. No, that's just a camera because it's dark, man.
Super chat.
Okay.
Red light.
We got a super chat from America, 5726. That's a Patek Philippe reference. It's a Patek reference. And he says, okay, two-tone root beer. That's the Rolex GMT.
Rolex.
40 mil Yachtmaster steel blue. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Yachtmaster 40 mil steel rhodium dial.
Also good.
Or two-tone yellow gold date just on Jubilee. We're starting over with a new AD. Which one to start? Oh, no question. I would go for, well, forget the two-tone date just. You don't want that.
Yeah, but he said he's starting over with a new AD. Can he? Well, actually,
I'd go root beer or 40 mil steel blue.
Yeah, I agree. Root beer is the hotter. On that list, root beer is the hottest one. But it's not that it's super hot, but it's the hottest.
I would stay at date just. You don't want a date just. Fuck that.
If you do get it, because I really like a two-tone yellow gold date just on Jubilee. I like it a lot. Obviously, you want it with fluted bezel, though. If you get that, you got to get fluted.
Fluted bezel, yeah.
Fluted.
But be honest with you, you want to stay away from that, don't you?
Depends on the dial, but yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think I have that root beer, and it's one of the coolest Rolexes I've ever owned. I do miss the date just a bit. No, not the date just, the Sky Dweller. I miss the Sky Dweller, but
you miss. What Sky Dweller did you have?
Oh man, I had Ed hitting the horn. I had the two-tone yellow gold creamy white dial.
Oh man, I love that watch. No, I also miss my Sky Dweller that burglars.
Yeah, the turd burglar.
The burglars stole, and I must say that was a that was fucking. I love that watch. That was once in a lifetime watch, but hey,
it was a gift, even.
Yeah, unfortunately,
life has dealt you some heavy blows, my friend. But we're all still
I've had
here.
some incredible ups and some incredible downs, Marky.
You have indeed.
It's I got to tell you, Eddie. I'm trying to get Eddie into the hobby. Marky, can you tell Eddie how having a Rolex will make his life so much better?
Absolutely, Ed. You needed to beep your horn to get some asshole out of your way. Just now, we heard that. If you're wearing a Rolex, they just automatically get out of your way. You don't even have to
buy a Rolex, man. I had a fake Rolex that I broke it today, man. I got real angry and I smashed it, man.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, I'm going to tell you why it's a good thing. if you wear a fake Rolex for too many days, you begin to get itchiness on your arm and your wrist. Do you by any chance have a red rash on your arm?
No, man. No, man.
I think that Archie...
the bracelet was fine on that. It was steel, man. It wasn't.
No. Let me explain to you. It wasn't 904L Rolex steel. Oyster steel. It was not oyster steel. It was made in Wuhan, and it's pretty well documented now that those Rolexes, those fake ones, they give you wrist cancer. It takes like about 18 months to develop. Starts with a rash.
One thing, man, it was a piece of shit. The movement was garbage inside.
It's a seagull move. Ends with diabetes and wrist cancer. So
no, man, that's not true, man. But
fact that you broke it,
man. I'm gonna tell you. No, I understand, man. The Rolex, the original Rolex 904L steel. That's a good steel. You know what's good about it? It's a special steel form. It's an alloy. It's got that molybdenum and copper and like mix inside that. It's like the reason they made that steel because they use them in like saltwater diving.
Doesn't corrode.
It doesn't pit like the other.
Yeah. Now, but Ed, do you know the one secret ingredient that they add into the amalgam?
What's that?
It's called unobtainium.
Yeah.
And it's what gives it that certain something, that je ne sais quoi, that certain insouciance. You will have that certain insouciance once you.
That 904L steel, what's good, it also polishes. It takes a better polish than the 360.
It has a beautiful glow.
I know about metal, man. I used to work with this guy. I was at this company. I used to work at this company. I do computer support, but this was a fabrication company. They would make filters for automotive stuff, right? And then there was a guy there. He was a really cool guy. He would work on CNC machine, like this like Haas. You know what I'm talking about? Like it can do anything. You can make a Rolex on there if you really wanted to. If you get the the schematics and stuff like that, the 3D model, you can make anything on them machine. But you know what I'm saying? You could get he would have different kind of metals there. He would explain. I would ask him all these questions, and he would explain it to me. All this like interesting stuff about metal and stuff.
I understand.
Metal is very interesting. Metal is in the air, man. We're surrounded by oxygen, right? And oxygen, like it oxidizes different.
I gotta tell you something, Eddie. Have you ever thought about getting a dog?
Yeah, man, it's too much responsibility right now, man. I love dogs, man. I only like certain dog breeds, though. I like the Sheltie.
You like Schnauzers, don't you?
Schnauzer's a good dog. I'm not a. I like a dog. I like that Yorkshire Terrier, Yorkie.
Yeah, Yorkshire Terrier. Yeah, little dog.
I worked with this guy, man. He was a vice president of the company. He had this like dog, and the dog would like. It would come under my desk, like when I ordered like food and stuff, like Chinese and stuff. I'd give him little pieces of meat and shit, right?
Fun fact: Schnauzers come in 3 sizes.
He's like
miniature Schnauzer, miniature standard, and the giant Schnauzer, of course.
Schnauzers are very intelligent, man. I used to know this guy. He lived on my street. He used to have 2 of them, and he never put a leash on them. They would always walk with him, and he would talk to him and stuff. And this was a long time. They passed away already.
Typically stubborn, and the miniatures are very barky.
That's one thing about the dogs, man. They, you get close to them, and then they die, man. And then you get really, really, you get real upset about it.
That's why you should befriend an elephant or a crocodile.
Or a parrot.
Man. They have crocodiles that can live for over 140 years.
Super chat.
A tortoise.
You've got to remember this stuff here. We're going to super chat. Apes, £5. Eddie, buy a chow chow. Pull it up. AC3. I know these chow.
You know what? They're nobody has them anymore, and there's a good reason.
They're a little yappy. Yap.
No, they're no. The chow.
I had a girlfriend who had one of these years ago.
They are not yappy.
Man.
They almost exclusively.
They were annoying, and the dog's name was Cow Fung.
Well, they bite.
I don't want to chow.
They bite. You're joking, aren't they? They bite.
Yeah.
They bite, man, and they're mean. They turn out, man. I had one with my ex-girlfriend had one. They had two of them. One of them was okay, but the other one turned on her, man. They
Those are my
bit
favorite.
her, man. The fucking dog bit her.
I told you they bite. What else is there to discuss?
No, but they turned on the
Chow
owner,
chows.
man.
They can cook chow chows in some parts, don't they? They can eat them.
Well, I don't know. You're the one who's in China all the time.
And chow means lion. It's chow chow is a lion. It's supposed to be like a lion. It means lion in Chinese because it looks like a lion.
Amazing stuff. I got to tell you something, Eddie. I think your life would be greatly improved by getting a expensive. Now you say you broke the fake Rolex. If you had a real one, would you have been inclined to break it?
Man. I spent a lot of money on car shit, and I don't have money. I wear like cheap watches, man.
Got you. Where are you driving to, if you don't mind? Are you driving to a job, or what are you driving to?
No, man, I gotta go to the store and get some grapefruits and like some stuff, man, for the house. My mom makes juice. She squeezes fresh squeezed.
No free hot dogs today, Eddie.
No, I'm not gonna eat that shit, man. I just took one, man, because it was fucking, it was right there, and they didn't care, man. They didn't have no condiments or nothing. I was like, fuck it. I took it. I gotta get some grapefruits and I'm saying, my mom makes fresh squeezed grapefruit juice for me every day. And,
what does she do for a job, your mom, Eddie?
My mom's not working. She's retired, man. She used to be in the medical field, man.
What's the medic? Like she was a doctor?
No, she was she assisted doctor. She was like a man. She did a lot of stuff. There was surgical something. Man.
Assisted suicide.
Your mother. How old is your mom now?
I don't really want to talk about it too much, man. I don't want to put my mom out there, man. You know what I'm saying? My mom don't like it when you talk about her, man. She's gonna get mad at me, man. I don't want that.
I'm trying to work out whether you guys own a house or you're renting.
No, man, we don't right now, man. A house is. I wish we had a house, man. See, man, look, I'm an immigrant in this country, man.
Yes, you've been there for 20 years, but haven't you, Eddie?
Where are you from?
Man,
from where? Where from?
From Russia.
I'm from Ukraine. I was born in Lvov, but I'm Russian, man. Right now what's going on over there sucks. It's the politics, and people are dying, man. And the Ukrainian army, they're pieces of shit, man. They're killing civilians. It's the leadership, man. They fucked up over there, man. I don't want to talk about it because some people don't like what I gotta say, man.
So tell me this: it's the start of a new week. What are you going to plan for this week? What's the big?
I got some resumes in, man. I'm trying to find a job, man.
Okay, but didn't we say we weren't going to waste our time applying for work? We were going to start our own small business.
Listen, man, I can't do it right now because I'm on probation. They don't let that shit. They don't allow that shit. I was working.
You're not allowed to start a small business. Just say to them, "I'm unemployable. Can I please start a small?"
I'm not unemployable. That's the thing, Archie, man. I'm not.
What?
You just, it's okay, man. I get it, man. But I know you want to talk. Like that.
I'm trying to help you, man.
Listen, I'm gonna get a job, man. There's laws here, man. This anti-discrimination stuff, man. This is in Australia where, like, oh man, you do something stupid, you're here, man. There's laws that protect, the individual. Like, even if you got a criminal background, I'm not really a criminal, man. I just had a computer hacker, man. I got in trouble. I made some stupid decisions, man. Now I gotta deal with it, man. It's fucking.
No, I understand. I completely get it.
Look, man, it's like, man, I did my time. Now they want is a life sentence, man, or what? Why
I completely get it. I completely believe you me. I completely get it, man. I get it where you're coming from.
If you think about the criminal shit, look at Werner von Braun. You know who Werner von Braun was, man? He designed the fucking space program, the Apollo space program, but he was a Nazi fucking scientist, man. And he was responsible for a lot of shit, man. And they put him on the top echelon.
Marky, I want to ask you something. Marky, the stinking Lincoln. You're still driving the stinking Lincoln.
I can't get rid of it.
Why is that? It's crashed.
I'm stuck with it. I'm here. Don't you hear me?
Did you consider garaging it to try and extend the life of this damn thing?
Well, first off, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So, no, the problem with the Lincoln is I don't usually keep a car more than 3 years.
It's a lease or you own it?
I own it. but I usually turn my cars over every 2 years if I'm being stupid, and every 3 years if I'm like trying to behave myself. So I'm at the 3-year point right now, and I'm getting the itch. It's like new watch day. I just get the itch, right? So I look up the trade-in value on that car. It's a really good car. Everything works. I have no problems with it. It has every bit of technology that was ever offered in 2020, which is a lot. In fact, some of the stuff on my car, they don't even offer on Lincoln's anymore. No more heads-up display. No more.
Why don't they have heads-up display? That's why not?
Everybody has it, but they discontinued. Anyway, I have a lot of features that you can't even get anymore. And the trade-in value, you know, it's just gone. It's torpedoed due to the car market here and Lincoln, because it's not a brand that holds value. So my trade-in came up, my trade-in value, and it had a couple minor accidents. Okay, nothing big, but anyway, it said trade-in value $29,800, and it will cost me at least, say, $70,000 to replace it with a nice premium plus Lexus RX 350H.
That doesn't cost that much, man.
The RX 350H, that's a great vehicle, by the way. They're quite. Would you buy a BMW like an X5 or something like that? No?
I really like the X5, and before I buy a car, I'll have to drive the X5 again. But the last time I did, I was kind of shocked by that Germanic ride. You know, the Porsche drives like a performance car, but I felt that the last time I drove a BMW X5, it drove a little bit like a school bus. Very stiff suspension. I just didn't love it. So, and I don't know if they're still like that. Archie.
Look, I like to just say to you is it's I'd love to see you in a Mercedes. Ask Eddie about a secondhand ML. He'll do a straight swap.
Well, you know what? I do like most of the Mercedes SUVs from the front and the side. When you look at the back of those vehicles, they just turn me off. They're very, very plain from the back.
Well, Eddie's Mercedes-Benz, he's driving this Mercedes around, right? He's happy. What year is it? Because Marky and you can do a straight swap.
I think
it's a what?
2013, 2012.
No, I can't let mine go. It's all about the technology. I got the 2020 tech. There's a member chat.
We got a member chat. Thank you so much. We got a member chat. This is from Little Dave. Member for 10 months. I know I'm in the minority, but I love the car talk. Thank you so much. Marky, I wanted to ask you something. You had a really interesting path with the vehicle. I have a love-hate relationship. I had a Romeo, okay? That's like a supermodel who's also on crack cocaine.
Yeah.
I got to tell you this, Marky. You had the Porsche, and I gave you a lot of stick, right?
I had two of them.
Can I please apologize for being so nasty to you?
You called it. You said I can't believe you traded it in on a Ford Exploder. That's what you said.
What kind of Porsche was
it? He had a Cayman and a Macan.
No, I had a Cayenne.
Sorry, Cayenne.
I actually had the rare Cayenne hybrid, so it had an incredible amount of torque. It was very, very fast. And then after that, I had a Macan.
You had a Macan GTS.
Tiger, did you know that?
What?
It means tiger in like
who knew
or something.
Right.
Wow. Now let me say this to you, Marky. Then you went the Ford route. You didn't lose too badly on the Exploder, did you?
No. I traded it in during COVID. Yeah.
What about a Wagoneer? Would you ever consider a Wagoneer, a Chrysler Wagoneer?
No, it's a Jeep Wagoneer, not Chrysler. Here it's Jeep, but I love it.
Why would you go for a Ford after the Porsche, man? That doesn't make sense.
Well, that's what Archie said.
No, I know, but it doesn't make sense. Like, why?
Okay.
I can see who you are. Otherwise, I'm not letting you on, mate.
I could explain it, but I don't think you would agree even if I explained it, Ed. But I had reasons.
I tell you one thing for sure is I'm glad to see you didn't buy a 15-year-old Bentley. That's one thing for sure. Because that could really be trouble. You know what I mean?
No, I like technology too much, so I really wanted all the new bells and whistles.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Could you put your car? Could you start garaging it, saying, you know what, times are fucked.
Yeah, no, I don't garage it.
This isn't what it used to be. I might actually give the car a good detail and start garaging it.
Well, no.
No?
It lives outside. It's fine. They're meant to be outside. It's fine. It's not a delicate car. It's a 4-wheel drive SUV with 400 horsepower, Ed. I've got 400
horsepower.
Longer
if you put it in the garage, but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, when you say it's going to last a lot longer, I don't want it to last a lot longer. I want it to die, so I have a good reason to get rid of it.
Hey, do you know what do you call it? What do you call?
You would never wax your car or polish it, would you? No.
Me personally, no, but I'd hire somebody. I'd let somebody else do it.
You've got a beautiful ranch. You've got a huge property. You don't have a garage. You have a garage. You just got other crap in it.
I've got multiple garages. I've just got a lot of stuff in. I've got a lot of stuff in the outbuildings. A lot of stuff.
Like what sort of stuff?
Well, okay, so I have a. I don't know how many cars can you fit in a 900 square foot garage, 1,000 square feet? Because I have a bunch, like 4, 5, maybe 6. I don't know. Anyway, I have a detached garage that's like almost 1,000 square feet, but I finished it, I heated it, I air conditioned it, I turned it into a cottage for the dogs. So it's set up as sort of like rustic luxury kennels, like Gilligan's Island style. It's nice.
Okay.
And then I have an attached garage on the house that's a 2.5 car garage, but it's filled with Satan's. It's filled with Christmas and Satan kittens, collections of things and tubs, and I have no idea what's in that damn garage.
Rats go in there and eat all that shit anyhow?
No, I keep. Well, that's a good question, and the answer is no. I have pest control, and I put poison out there in the corners, so they find that first.
What, the rats?
Only once have I ever seen a rat, and what it was I found a bunch of babies, and they didn't live long after I found them. Mom left.
You can make a bucket, and you seen that where you take a bucket and you make a hole.
Sunflower seeds, yeah. I do that. That's what I did for the chipmunks, and I got quite a few of those outside.
Oh, you don't like chipmunks?
They dig up your foundation wall is the problem. I mean, they're cute.
What? Should I say that again? What do chipmunks do?
They tunnel up against and eventually under your foundation. They can undermine your foundation wall.
Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Fuck! I didn't know that. So, what do you have to kill them?
I mean, listen, if they're out in the middle of the yard someplace near a tree, okay, fine, I leave them alone. But mine seem to congregate right up against the foundation wall. The other thing I got.
Remember the TV show in the 60s, Dave and the Chipmunks?
No.
They used to sing.
Oh,
remember the music?
Yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Alvin, that's it. Alvin and the Chipmunks, man.
Yeah, they have a Christmas album also. The Alvin and the Chipmunks has a Christmas album. I'm sure you can find that on YouTube if you care to share.
So, what does that mean? You had to get rid of them?
Well, if they're somewhere on the edges of my yard in the woods, and I have some there too, those ones I leave alone. But the ones that try to establish a colony right up against my foundation wall, I go on a killing spree.
What do you kill them with, a BB gun?
No. I'm not violent. I feel bad about it. Okay, but no, I use the bucket. You take a 5-gallon bucket. Yeah. And you pour like about 3-4 pounds of sunflower seeds on top of about, 8 gallons of water. And so it looks like it has a floor made out of sunflower seeds, which they dearly love. And then give them a little ladder, and they all go in there, and then they jump down into the sunflower seeds. But of course, it's water, and then you got to fish them out of there every day. It's really horrible, honestly. I'm glad I did it.
What size? Are they like guinea pigs?
I felt bad. They're smaller than guinea pigs, bigger than hamsters. They're like in between, but they're cute. They're cute. So honestly, I felt really bad. But so I haven't had to set up a bucket in like 3-4 years, thankfully, because I'll be honest, I felt bad. What I don't feel bad about are the moles, the ones that tunnel underground and then push mounds of dirt up. and you'll never see one. So theoretically, you can trap them, but I'm not good at that. So I discovered you could put flares into their little mole, tunnels and just basically gas them. So that's what I do.
CIA moles.
Exactly. Deep mole.
CIA moles.
I found this out, with minks, how they kill minks.
I told you how they kill minks.
I can't believe it.
They gas them. They gas them, the mink.
Because they don't want. I can't believe it.
And they gas them, and they do that because, it's very humane. They basically give them carbon monoxide. So it's like those guys who kill themselves by going into the garage and just turning on the car and closing the garage door, because you just fall asleep.
You can't do that with an EV,
Yeah, true. True. Maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, I'll tell you what, I rented an EV and it was really quick off the mark, but weird. It just was silent, and I don't know. I don't like them. I found the experience weird.
About the cars, they make that stupid noise, man. They put the speakers underneath. They make that humming sound.
Yeah, so that people know that you're there.
Sound in the world. That Toyota, man, they make that stupid sound, man.
I don't like it.
And you can't turn it off if you try to take out, like if you buy one of those and you take the speaker off, it won't let you drive. Like it'll give you some kind of error, man.
There you go. Just a quick notation to make the mistake. Well, you could take the roll on for today. I'm sure you could think of a nasty, disgusting question, but of course that would require you to give $3 or $4. So think it over. We'll be happy to entertain your super chat at this point.
Just sent me a photo of some dogs. These are Herman's dogs.
Oh, they're cute.
I like those dogs. That's my favorite dog, the little Yorkshire.
That's not Herman's dog. That's a doggy daycare you're telling us there.
I like the Schnauzer. I like those dogs. Very intelligent dogs, man. The little Yorkies are cool, man. I like those dogs.
Mm-hmm. That looks like the picture was taken at a doggy daycare or a kennel.
Hey, you know what's funny about the Yorkie, man? They have like a certain personality, like this dog.
No, he's gone. I really want to know.
Wait for him to come back there.
Yeah, he'll be back.
I got to tell you something, Marky. Marky, I want to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What would you ever go for an economy car? Say, fuck that. I'm just going to get a cheap shitter. Get rid of the.
People do that when they. Welcome back, Ed.
Sorry, I was just saying. Sorry, but I was saying that dog, right? The Yorkie.
Now, hang on, just 1 minute there. I was just talking to Marky about trading in his luxury vehicle for just a shitter. What do you think of that, Marky?
I would do that if I had financial misfortune, or if I turned 90 years old and I just barely drive and I just need a car. So, and that's what my dad did, who's 90 years old. Always drove really fine cars, and I think he has a Prius now, like a 10-year-old Prius. But he always drove Lincoln and Mercedes. Yeah, Lincoln and then Mercedes. He wouldn't have been caught dead in a Prius or a Toyota, but he got into his 80s and he was like, "Fuck it."
Funny, one of my favorite programs, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Remember, he drove a Prius, then he got a BMW electric. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, no, but it's a good show. Good times.
It's a great show. I love that show.
Mm-hmm. I like the Nissan Cube. I listen. One of the favorite cars that I ever had was a Honda Element. I had two of them. Fun car. I drove a Honda Element from Chicago to California.
That Element. Fuck. What is this?
I don't know what you guys would have called it. It was like square.
It's like a plastic car, man.
No, the interior was plastic, but
it's got a lot of plastic on the front.
Yeah, basically you could hose it out. Like if the dog puked or diarrheaed in it, you could just hose the car out. It was meant for camping.
I was gonna say, those dogs, this Yorkie, man, right? So this Yorkie was cool, man. So if you want to pet him, he wouldn't let you pet him. He'll reverse on, he'll go back, right? But if you give him food, he'll let you pet him all. He'll come by and let you pet him all day. They're smart, man.
Archie, I had the orange one. If you can find the orange, I had the orange and black one. I see the red. I don't know where the orange one is.
They still make that Honda Element? I don't think they make them anymore.
No, it's like 5-6 years now. They don't make it. Ed, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
So you're a Russian immigrant to the United States. Explain to me why'd you got a Mexican accent, man? You don't sound like no Ruski that I ever. Where are you living?
I live in Illinois, man.
Hey, I'm just going to the toilet.
Yeah,
I'll be
bro.
right back. I'll be right back. Going to
South
the toilet.
side, 26, west side. Woo woo. We're in Illinois. I'm in Illinois.
Are you really?
Yeah. I'm Burbs, Chicago.
Chicago?
What's that?
Are you near Chicago?
Yeah.
I'm in Chicago, man.
Woo! I was just in Chicago. I mean, I only live an hour away, but it was market days on Halstead Street, so I went in for that big street.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't go to that stuff, man. I used to back in the day. We used to go to all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's for tourists, man.
No, it's all Chicagoans that go to market. Well, maybe some out of
I don't like to go to the street fairs. I used to. I don't do that no more.
You know what I particularly hate, and I'm with you on this one. I really hate Taste of Chicago, whatever that food fest is.
It's trash, man. You know what it is? It's not. It's like overpriced. There's so much riffraff over there, man. It's crazy, man.
Taste of Chicago you started out as this little festival by the lake where restaurants came and served like $5 appetizer portion sizes. So you bought some tickets, and for like $30 you could stuff yourself and taste like every fine restaurant in Chicago that you couldn't afford. But now they sell tickets to get in. It attracts hundreds of thousands of people. It's including a lot of crappy food, and it's so expensive.
All these restaurants are overrated. Like, you know, like
yeah.
I used to work downtown, man. I worked right in Michigan Avenue, man, in one of the buildings and stuff, man. You know? And I used to. Then my boss used to take me to the Morton Steakhouse and all this other stuff.
Oh, that I do. The Morton Steakhouse is good, but
you make a steak. I can go to the store and buy a steak and make it better than what they make it.
Well, I don't know if you can make it better, but you will make it.
I guarantee you, man. I can make it on a grill. I can make any kind of buy a steak.
You're a real man, and not only that, but you could make it for about $100 less than what it would have cost.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. I mean, I didn't pay anything. It was my boss took me out. You know.
Yeah, I hear you. My favorite place though is what's the name of it? There's one in Rosemont and one down there. In the state.
You know what's you live by Rosemont? You know that one place on Cumberland. It's called damn, I forgot the name. It's something with I'll tell you what it's called, man.
I'm looking it up.
It's like one of these hole in the wall places, man. But the pizza is the best from there, man. It's hang on, I'll tell you the name of it, man. It's like right by that Ukrainian church.
You know, I don't know what you're referring to, but I was thinking of Gibson's Steakhouse, which I really like.
No, I'm talking about a pizza place. Place, man. They make pizza. This is the top pizza in Chicago over there, man. They make really good. Like it's like a little shithole place, but the pizza's it's right by the fire station there, man. You know,
I'll tell you guys, Chicago is top for food. I mean, first of all, just the regional food. Like we're really good for pizza. Deep dish is kind of the specialty of Chicago.
Places that are good here, man. Todino's used to be great. I don't like the Melinati's and like Giordano's, man.
Oh, I really like Giordano's is a national chain, but Lou Malnati's is local.
They fucked their pizza up, man. It's not as good as it used to be. It's different. Lou Malnati's, they give you watered down pizza. It's all like fucking watered down and shit. Like what the? You get a pizza and it's all soggy and shit.
Oh my god, I never got one that was soggy.
They're like that, man.
All right, here's let me explain to the guys. Lou Malnati's will make you a deep dish Chicago pie, and if you order a sausage one, they ask if you want patty or crumbled, and if it's patty, it's a sheet. The size, the exact size of the pizza that they just lay down. There's no it's not pieces. It's one giant sheet.
Is that good or bad?
It's very good. It's fucking delicious.
Because you ate there. You never ate at the places I've been to.
No. I mean, I probably have. I've been to Gino's East and Bruno's, and I've been to Pequod. So I have been to some of these places. But here's the thing:
the Dino's in Uptown on the north.
I got to explain to the guys. People in Chicago, we will band together against New York pizza, but once it's just us Chicagoans, we will kill each other over whose is better.
New York makes it real.
I got to talk to you about that. 1 minute, John C. $2. Mark, invite Eddie over for a cider sometime.
Yeah, oi.
What kind of
cider? Let me say this. I was in New York, and I didn't realize this. My favorite pizza shop was a Chicago pizza shop in New York. How's that, Marky?
You know what? New York pizza is very good, but it's very different than Chicago pizza. It's just different.
Real thin.
Super chats stacking up.
Who has thin? New York or Chicago is thin?
Well, New York is thinner typically, but you know we have it too. But New York is famous for it.
It's
GB 20 Max. Mark, can you set Eddie up with a girl or a job, man?
Yeah, man, set me up, man.
I'll get to working on it. Maybe I can set him up with a girl who is a job.
I need a job, man. I need a job.
Hey, $2. Why is Putin losing badly?
Why are you asking me these questions? Like, it's not up to me, man. I'm not responsible for any of that, man. Right now, the way NATO is behaving in Europe, it's really fucked. It's gonna be. You guys think it's a joke, man? Wait till a fucking nuclear missile fucking starts flying. What are you gonna do then? You think it's a fucking joke, man? That shit ain't fun. If there's a nuclear explosion,
NATO is protecting free countries, Eddie. Where the fuck do you get off, Eddie? I got to stand up and tell you when you're being a lunatic.
What you're talking about? That's the whole thing.
NATO is protecting countries who are in an alliance.
Didn't Trump want to kick people out of NATO for not paying their bills? Listen, we have a Yankee Doodle super chat that you missed. Have a look. It's on the board.
Yankee Doodle super chat, $5. Arch. A 50-year-old worth 10 million US. What's a car appropriate for such a person? Fuck reliability. Simple. Bentley. Yeah. Actually, not just if you're worth $10 million, you want a couple of Bentleys. Okay.
What about an Aston Martin though?
Yeah, you want a couple of Bentleys. And look at this! Look at this scene here.
It's the gopher. That's from the movie Caddyshack. He's killing a gopher, or he's trying.
You were dealing with gophers, man. You weren't dealing with no chipmunks and all that other stuff. It was gophers, man.
Hey, what did the Dalai Lama? What did the Dalai Lama, Bill? What did the Dalai Lama tell you when he was on his deathbed?
What did the Dalai Lama tell me?
I don't know. You caddied for him,
man. You know the Dalai Lama? I met him. He came to Chicago, man.
He has a Rolex collection. You don't remember what that you caddied for the Dalai Lama and what he told you?
What he told you?
I just remember the gophers, man.
Well, what he said was, the Dalai Lama caddied for you, and then after it was all over, he went to walk away, and you said, "Hey, yo, Dalai Lama, how about a little something, for the effort?" And the Dalai Lama turned and he looked at me and he said, "There will be no tip, but on your deathbed, you will receive total enlightenment." So I got that going for me. Direct quotation.
So you caddied for the Dalai Lama? Sorry, say that again.
It's the movie. These are lines from the movie that photograph is taken from, which is called Caddyshack, with Bill Murray and
Chevy Chase.
And Chevy Chase, that's right.
What happened to Chevy Chase? He's apparently a complete fucking asshole.
I don't know. He's elderly now. I'm sure he's still around.
I liked him in Spies Like Us.
I thought he was funny. But
yeah, Spies Like. Do you remember that movie?
No.
I'm just telling you that gophers masquerade all the time as chipmunks, man. All the time. They masquerade because they know they're cuter when they're chipmunks than they are when they're gophers. So that's what they do. I'm telling you. If you hire me, I'll get rid of them, man.
How about the Baby Ruth in the swimming pool? Okay, real quick, what was the name of the golf club where you worked at? In fact, that's a picture of you at the golf club. What's the name of the golf club? The country club?
Gopher Pines, man.
Yeah. Bushwood. Why do you not know anything about this movie? Remember the Baby Ruth? And you put on the diving suit, the hazmat suit. You jumped in the water. You pulled it out. And because everyone thought it was a turd, you looked at it and you went, Baby Ruth, and then you ate it.
It was delicious, man.
And everybody's
tasted great.
Everyone's screaming, "Don't eat it!" And the judge's wife fainted. Oh my God!
You like your Chevy Chase? It's Chevy or Chevy? How do you pronounce it? What?
Chevy.
I don't know why. It's named after a Chevrolet, or what is it?
No, he's not named after a Chevrolet. Anyway, that's the deal. That's all I got.
Sure you got. Hey, I got to tell you something. Hey, that's just hilarious. I got to tell you, Marky, if you're if the things go bad, you wouldn't just get rid of that and get like a Mazda CX-30 or
I don't know.
CX-5.
If you have to, you just buy basic. I would get a Toyota Camry if I just wanted like transportation. Why would you not just get a Camry? They run forever.
Yes.
You know what?
Cars, man.
All the value buyers buy a Camry. Yeah. So Chris mentioned Rodney Dangerfield, and I met him briefly once. Yeah,
what?
I did.
Please.
Yeah.
No respect.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I still had the cocktail napkin that he signed for me, but in all the moves since, somehow I lost that napkin. But here's the story. You know, my people still live in the Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, and they've been there since the 70s. So this was somewhere in the 80s. It was a long ass time ago. But somewhere in the 80s, I went to a comedy club in Fort Lauderdale while I was down there visiting the family. And I went with a friend. So we go to Zanies or whatever the place was called. And, you know, it's a late night show. The comics were, you know, funny, but nothing amazing. And then the owner of the place, the MC, gets up and he goes, "I've got a really special treat for you." I want to say a warm welcome to my old friend Rodney. And fucking Rodney Dangerfield pops onto the stage. I mean, all of us
get no respect at all.
Nobody could believe it.
Yes.
You know? And he did about 15 minutes. And then he just went to the bar. So the show's finished. A lot of people went to the bar. I went to the bar, and I'm standing there because, you know, I love Rodney especially in that era, from this movie Caddyshack. Anyway, finally, I wanted to go up to him and say hello, but I was afraid to. Somebody else went first. He went up and said, "Hey, Rodney, how's your wife?" Because, you know, he was always talking about his wife. And he was sitting next to her. He was sitting next to a beautiful, very buxom, coming out of her top, blonde, very, very bleach blonde. And this woman was like significantly younger than him. And but the guy goes up to him, "Hey, Rodney, how's your wife?" And Rodney looks at him, she goes, "She's dead." So that's when I thought, okay, you know what? At least he's not. Get the fuck away from me. So I went up and told him how much I loved him, and I said, can you autograph anything for me? He just grabbed the napkin and signed it. So it was a cool moment.
It's not cool to go up to somebody who's sitting next to a gorgeous blonde and say, "How's your wife?"
BBW. Yeah. Well, Doc, I didn't see it. Glad you're here, my friend. But yeah, no, he was he was, all I could say is he was nice to me. He was very nice.
One of my favorites on Johnny Carson, watching, they have him on YouTube now. So I never watched it when I was a kid. I don't think I would have appreciated it, but man, he would just come on and he would just be like rapid fire the whole time. Amazing.
We got a super chat from John C. $2. Eddie, you should buy a Seiko Alpinist. All you really need, Eddie. What do you think of that?
I agree.
Where are you going, man?
I'm not a fan of that watch. So I don't like that look of those hands on the Alpinist.
You know he's not home, Doc, because he's got curtains, and at home there's no curtains.
And there's no carpet beetles.
There's just, at home there's just like newspaper tape.
I'm trying to get the lighting better.
Just all quiet.
Mm.
All quiet, yeah. No carpet beetles.
No carpet beetles.
Interruptions.
All quiet on the Western Front. How are you, Doc?
There's a Russian. I want a Russian watch, man. There's like this Russian watch, man.
Hey, just hang on. Eddie, it's time just to pipe down. We got to introduce Doc. Just you got to know your timing. Just like Rodney Dangerfield knew his timing.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm doing okay. I was supposed to be working Sunday, but I started off on Curly and Tommy's stream, and then now I'm here on this one.
Got carried away.
Can't help it. They when I try to get away, and they pull me back.
Oh my God, who said that? Every time I try to get away, they just pull me back in again.
It was in the Sopranos.
No, it wasn't.
Well, he was quoting.
Unless he was quoting The Godfather.
He was quoting The Godfather.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was. Yes, exactly.
Because of course you can quote The Godfather if you want.
Oh my God, how can we not? You see, what you do, Michael, is you take your sausage and you shove it in. You never know when you're going to need to feed 30, 40 of your guys. You crush the tomatoes. You throw in some red wine, some garlic. Don't forget the olive oil. That was Clemenza teaching Michael how to cook.
Hey, what picture you got behind? What's that picture behind you? What is that?
These are my grandmother was a painter. She was an artist, so she painted.
What is it?
My nana painted them. Well, it's a little hard to see, but that one's the first. Those two are churches. Actually, yeah, and then that one's a city scene in Mexico. They're all from Mexico. She painted a lot
like that
in Mexico. Yeah,
it's really kind of cool to think about your grandmother every time you look in the room and see the paint.
She was very prolific, and she would often just tell me, just pick one. So I've got.
Did you know, speaking of The Godfather,
her husband drove a Buick.
I'm trying to get my grandfather's pocket watch for the same reason. I want to be able to look and check the time.
Hey, come to Chicago, man. I'll take you out to eat, man.
You know, John Apria. He played Sal Tessioso in the 1974 film
Tessio.
Did he just die today?
No, he's been dead a while.
Just like General Francisco Franco.
He's still dead, by the way. Hey, I didn't. You know, I got a story about him too. Today. I have a story about General Francisco Franco, but first, this super chat from John.
He died August 5th. That's not that long ago.
Wow, who knew? I thought he was dead a long time.
He died of natural causes. He was 83.
Abe Vigoda?
Yeah.
he was wonderful. He was on Barney.
Barney Miller.
Yeah, he was on Barney Miller as well as playing Tessio. He was great. Loved him. Okay, super chat.
I never knew he was in The Godfather until I watched the Barney Miller reruns, and then I saw The Godfather.
He was Tessio. How do you not know that? Come on.
Well, I didn't see The Godfather until probably 2000 or something.
What kind of man are you? You know what? I am now questioning your testosterone card here, Doc.
Well, I'm the same guy. I still haven't watched Star Wars, so I just don't.
Yeah, but okay. So you know, one is a childish movie. The other is sort of like a manly rite of passage.
I just don't bother with a lot of movies.
Have you seen Apollo 13?
Well, it's interesting.
It's funny you should mention.
I've seen clips and I've heard about it, but what's interesting is
yes.
If you think about it, isn't it interesting that the one mission that was number 13 had all these problems? It's almost superstition, isn't it?
Like they did it on purpose, just to prove that 13 is a bad number.
And at the same time, people were complaining that their regular shows were interrupted by this whole moon thing on Apollo 12. Apollo 11, of course, it was mandatory to watch and everybody was excited. But then the next one, they were complaining. So what better way than to have a little drama from Apollo 13? That'll get you.
I was thinking about you just today, actually, Doc, early this afternoon.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'll tell you why, because I'm just looking up real quick. What is that movie that starred Ryan Gosling where he played Neil Armstrong and he actually, they showed the moon landing? It was just on Netflix, and I just
Are you talking about the one where, and I don't know if it's Ryan Gosling, I don't know who's starring in it, but there's one where they're kind of faking it and supposedly faking it just in case or something like that.
Right, I'm looking it up real quick. Ryan Gosling as Neil Arm.
Hey,
it's one small step for man and one giant leap for man.
Missions. Remember when they made that little car that goes on the moon? That was fucking cool, man. With the tires, they were specially designed with like some kind of mesh.
The fascinating thing about those go-karts or whatever you want to call them, those golf carts, the rovers, where did it go where did they put all that? I mean, it was pretty big, right? Where did it go? I mean, they didn't change the design at all of any of the components, including the lunar module. So where did it go? How did they get it there?
It folds up. It folds up, man.
They never showed you how. They never showed you how. They just showed it there.
Man. It's a secret. They did show. If you look it up, Google it. They show you how it folds up.
No, I'm saying that at the time, they never showed how it was done. They never showed it being unfolded. They never showed any of that because it's a bunch of horse hockey.
No, they did. It's not horse hockey, man. They did have it. They did show it. There's a documentary.
So you're saying if you fold it enough, It's this little 1/8 inch sheet of metal, and they can just put it right in. Boom.
And it has to be folded in a low gravity environment. If you fold it out in Earth gravity, the motors that would open, if they're too weak to do it. They have to be done in a zero gravity or low gravity moon gravitational field environment. It was very interesting. I enjoyed watching about them. We have a museum, you know, the Science and Industry Museum. There's a lot of Apollo stuff there. Not everything, but like there's some.
We got
So
a super
Doc, I
chat,
watched the
man.
movie first. The movie was called First Man, and it was with Ryan Gosling. I just saw it today with Ryan Gosling doing the moon landing. And the reason I thought of you was, you know, obviously they showed him landing on the moon. They put millions of dollars into recreating the moon shot and everything, and it was so perfect. I thought it really looks like we're there. It looks more real than the one they showed in '69. And so,
the Russians put a robot on the moon, man.
I'll tell you a true story. Ron Howard was going to take the original moon landing footage from NASA, and he was going to do all the tech on it to put it into IMAX. And after he announced that, and they said, "We'll get back to you," they lost all of it.
Actually, Ron Howard disappeared that year.
No, but they lost it all. Suddenly, NASA said they lost it all the footage,
Every
single bit.
There's so many, you know, broadcast recordings of that. Can't they just?
Oh no, but Ron Howard wanted to get it from NASA so that it would be the official highest quality available, so that then he could, you know, use computers and AI to bring it up to high tech and present it in IMAX version. That's what he wanted to do, and he proposed it to them, and they said, "Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll get back to you."
We keep that video over at Area 54. We'll have to get back to you.
And if, you know, the interesting thing is, if it was the biggest fantastic thing in history of mankind, you would think that they wouldn't erase it accidentally by recording something over it.
You would think so. I'm telling you, watch this movie First Man. It's on Netflix right now, and when you see it, when you see the realism of how well this whole thing is put together and depicted, especially the shots on the moon, you realize, you know, like if they were broadcasting this shit right now as real, I'd believe it.
Well, but then some people would say the same thing for 2001 and Kubrick.
I got a few super chats. Let me catch up here. We did the Seiko Alpinist. I agree with that. John C., $2. Eddie, your honest opinion of Zelensky, please.
Wasn't there another one? I'm sorry, I might have.
They destroyed Ukraine, man. They destroyed Ukraine.
You skipped this one, I think.
Listen, and we got Yankee Doodle, $2. What does a late model E-Class say about? I love the E-Class. Now, Yankee Doodle, are you garaging it? Do you detail it yourself, or are you paying someone to do it? Because there's a difference if you just park it on the curb and drive it, as opposed to someone who is a real enthusiast. They have a heated garage for it. They wash it themselves. I think they're an amazing car. I love the E-Class. I think they're a really nice looking car.
I think I told you this once before, but I do a fingertip wax. I apply the wax with the fingers.
Yes,
that way you can feel in the wax, you can feel if there's any kind of problem.
What's a good wax? What type of wax do you recommend?
Any kind of carnauba is going to be
Hey,
fine.
Doc, can you say that again, but like real slow?
What?
A late model E-Class, it's
Can I say what slow?
Like you need to garage it and you need to wax it and polish it yourself.
Talk about the fingertip application of wax, but say it like kind of slow and sexy.
Well, the thing about it is your fingertips will melt it to the almost perfect temperature to apply it to the car. It won't overdo it, but it'll get it just right. Body temperature.
All I could find was a clay bar, and it's starting to hurt.
You can use other parts of your body, but the easiest thing is your fingers.
Fingertip application.
Works well.
I gotta tell you, man. Seriously, I think the E-Class is one of the. I love them. I think they're a beautiful car. It's very sad. I think with automobiles, we're moving into this hybrid world. It's really, really fucking sad what's happening there. We're losing so much. Mike the Snake, how are you?
The
We are
car
so
talk brought
proud
him
to
in.
have you on the channel, man. How are you going?
Oh, going okay, Arch. Thank you.
Talk to me. What's happening in your
What's
world?
happening, Mikey?
Oh, nothing really to speak of.
Did you hear the car talk, and that's why you came?
No,
Oh,
I just got in. I was taking care of my mother, and got done a little. I can either do my thing with my mom early before the show or after the show. I prefer to do it
Mikey.
before.
Before is always good.
You all right,
Yeah.
Mike? You don't sound good. What's wrong?
Oh, I'm okay.
You sound tired, maybe. Is that it?
Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, a little bit down.
Oh, why are you down, Mikey?
Is your mom not doing so well?
Well, I have a touch of depression, so every once in a while I actually let it get to me.
Mike, we're here to make you happy, man. How could you be depressed when you're on the ArchieLuxury channel?
That's why I'm
what
here.
The fuck, man?
I'm already cheered up. Look at me. I'm cheering up right now.
Hey,
Look
I'm
at this.
depressed, man. My fake Rolex broke, man. I broke it today, man.
Hey,
See
Mikey,
the
Mikey,
smile
Mikey, give us a look what I can do.
Look what I can do.
There we go. There we go. You got to feel good about it.
Hey, Archie, man, I gotta go, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Hey, Eddie, thank you so much for
Yeah, I
coming
love
on,
you,
man. We
man.
love your commitment. What did you do with the money that was sent to you yesterday?
I put it in the bank, man, so I can get a couple,
Exactly.
Okay, man.
Why
Great to
don't you
hear from
stick
you.
around,
See you
Eddie?
Hey,
tomorrow,
Tom,
man.
give me a
Love
couple
you.
more dollars, man. Can I
What?
post and ask him give me a couple more bucks, man? So I can.
Yeah, you can ask them.
You know what?
I'll put it in the chat, man.
Stick around for
I
a
don't
little
like
while.
asking people for money, man.
I'll step
Hey,
in.
hey,
I'll step
Eddie.
in and then take up the slack here. We'll keep it going.
Stick around for a little while longer, Ed. Let's talk.
All right, I'll stay in for a little bit, man.
Cool.
All right.
cool.
Well, there's gonna be two of us, man.
Right on.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Who else is here?
Who's
Is Doc?
got
Doc's
a
here.
communicator going
Oh,
on?
is that Mark?
No, that wasn't. I think Ed's got a communicator.
Yeah, that's Mark. Mark.
Mark.
That was
Good.
me. That
Mark.
was my. That was
Good.
my. That was my. The Starship Enterprise, man. They
I
calling.
knew that was you because it wasn't me.
Eddie, this is Mark. He's a world
Mike,
famous dog trainer.
You're an hour
Yeah.
late. You're an hour late to the conversation.
So you've already been introduced?
About an hour ago.
Oh, all right. I'll drop it.
It's okay, man.
Namaste.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mark is one of my favorite people. Many namaste. Hey, what about this one? So, yeah, Eddie, I find it really super interesting your high knowledge of cars and stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of just doesn't go with the flow of your your sound.
I know, man. I'm sick right now, man. I got a cold real bad. It's going away. I don't really talk like the way I just, whatever, man. I'm sick, man. What do you want from me, man?
You think? No, I don't want nothing from you, man.
I'm just joking. What?
Do you got COVID?
Oh,
Hopefully
man,
not.
I didn't have COVID. I thought I did, but I checked my. My mom got me one of those test things.
Yeah.
It goes, and then you dip it on the thing.
What's
Hey,
that?
I'm a total mama's boy too. I lived with my mom till just a few years ago, until she moved into an elderly facility. And now I rent her old house out myself.
Mike, I hate to interrupt you, but we have Clyde live and in person. Hold that
All
thought.
right.
We're gonna come back. What's up, Clyde?
Nothing. I will talk to you later.
Are
No
you-
biggie.
Oh, that's okay. I got a mug. I can rub it. I know that sigh. Stand by.
Hey, Mike, I broke that Rolex, that fake one.
Stand by and turn on your camera because I'm about to rub. Give me a second. I'm getting the
I'm
mug.
not going to turn under any circumstances whatsoever.
I am turning on the mug.
We got a super chat, man.
Here we go.
We don't need to say
John
man
C.
after
Mike the
everything.
Snake, does Eddie know about your threesome story?
I'm
Here's the
sure he
mug.
doesn't.
I don't want to know, man.
There's the mug. Can you see it, Clyde? I'm rubbing.
what kind
I
of
don't
mug
feel
is
I don't
that?
feel like telling it, so we're good.
I'm
We're
rubbing. Wait,
on the
Mike,
same
we
page.
want to hear it, Mike. We totally want to hear it. All right, I'm hanging
By
up.
the
All right.
way, you
Man.
got to
Can
be
rub.
specific. You got to be
Can rub, you
specific.
can
Which
rub.
threesome story?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, ain't gonna happen today. Sorry.
No, that's good. You don't have to tell me. I'm not into that. I don't want to know, man. That's that's
I
stuff
used
that
I
you
used
keep to yourself, man.
Last time you told it, I came twice. You sure you don't want to do it again?
no, I used
That's
to run a
stuff that
porno
you keep
shop
to
up in
yourself, man.
Seattle for a couple
I
of 2-3
understand, man.
years.
It's your business, man. That's personal shit, personal business, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually public. It was right
It's
there in the
public
store.
now. I blurted it out,
It's okay, man.
unfortunately.
Don't worry about it.
I thought it was in the store.
What's that?
I thought it happened in the store.
Well, one of the threesomes did for
Yeah,
sure.
so that one was public. It was right there in the store. It's public.
Mike, I want to
Well,
know
but we weren't open at the time.
what's the best
Oh.
sanitizer, for the booths in the back? Like, what do you wash them with?
Old-fashioned soap.
When I shower.
No, not you. The booth in the back of the store. Back then, people put the quarters in, and then they could watch the dirty video.
Oh shit.
But you got
No.
a clean back there. What do you mop it with?
Yeah,
Mike's saying,
I was
not
not
my
the
job, man.
I was not the mop guy, and they just supplied them with some sort of pink jug cleaner in gallon bottles.
Here, the Department of Agriculture here prefers bleach for dog
Yeah.
kennel.
Well,
So
it was a building adjacent to mine that had a portal between our two stores, and I ran the video store, and but I also people could then venture into the hoochie room, if they wanted to.
Wow. The porno portal to the hoochie room.
I'm glad
Yeah,
I'm glad you weren't the mop guy. Now there's some PTSD.
Wasn't the mop guy Ching Gao?
Siri, text Clyde, get in here.
Would you like to use messages?
No.
Which app do you want to use?
Never mind. I got to send him the link. Maybe that's the problem.
Jimmy in the chat asks, when is the last time you cleaned the house? You said you were going to do a super clean. I did an initial super clean of his new room and area, but I have yet to do a full blown super cleaning of the entire house. I'm a lagger.
Your
I lag.
roommate. You did a super clean of the roommate's room.
Well, yeah, he's moving into a new room, so I made sure it was cleaned and vacuumed, and the kitchen was all nice and perfect looking. But I cleaned
so the community space. Yeah, the community space.
Yeah, I vacuumed the community space and stuff like that, but I didn't do a full scrub down and de-dusting of all the shelves and all that shit like I should. Because everything's been sitting for 2-3 years, so it's all dusty. Needs to be cleaned. But that's on me.
He's probably a dude. He probably doesn't care about dust.
He doesn't care one bit. He's just absolutely grateful to be where he's at in a house instead of a trailer. And I gave him the master bedroom, and he's on and gave him I'm helping him out, but he's also helping me out by just being present. I needed the company. I'm tired of living alone. I'll take the money hit, on the rent and bills just to have somebody here. And he's the coolest guy ever.
We got another super chat here. We got super chat here from
Yeah.
Dis 6 Shekels. Question to the panel: what's your take on Reaganomics? We loved Ronnie.
Trickle down economy.
We loved Reagan.
Did we?
Yeah,
A lot of people did.
Well, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of
Well,
astrology.
you know what? I don't know why they don't like.
Economics. What more do you want?
If they like dementia, I don't know why they didn't like Biden. If they liked Reagan,
I know.
Well, Reagan didn't get it until
Afterwards.
After. He was
oh, that's
voted
such
in
bullshit.
time.
Nancy was consulting astrologers to figure out.
Yeah,
what to do.
towards the end, you're right. Towards
His
the end, he
second-
was kind of zombie-esque.
his second term, but not at even the beginning of his second term. I
But
thought he did a
you
pretty
know
good
what,
debate.
the world revered him and feared him in a similar way they do Trump. Because they knew he was a no fuck around.
I voted for Reagan the first time, and I voted for a lot of Republicans, but I voted for Reagan the first time. But he was a real disaster on the AIDS crisis. He
Yeah,
kind of
maybe so. Well,
he'd lose that.
Carter kind of set things up for him.
Don't
to
you think
Hey,
cruise.
Fauci
speaking
had a
of
little
which,
bit to do
who
with
we
that?
got on the
Fauci did
stream?
some bad stuff.
Carter did a lot to set everything up for him to cruise smoothly. You know?
Rancher.
Yes.
Hello, Rancher. Aren't you glad you called to say hello?
Yeah. I'm
This-
so glad.
This
Really.
is your payback. Payback's a bitch.
This is my payback for being a caring human being.
Come here and suffer.
Hey, Rancher, how you doing? You having fun doing who knows who with who knows what?
You're having fun with your
Maybe.
buddies, is what you're doing, man.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Horns.
And by fun I mean excruciating pain.
Are you in pain?
Yes.
Super chat.
Why?
Because I'm here.
There we go.
Unbelievable.
Martin Sugar. We got a super chat from Martin Sugar, $2. Eddie, give me a quick overview of astrophysics.
And nanotechnology, please.
Okay, well, let me jump in. Let me jump in. Astro, as we know, was the dog from the Jetsons.
Astro, yes, indeed. I loved Astro.
Astrophysics
Exactly.
basically it deals with like how planets, the physics, how they move through space, right? And then let's say you're trying to you want to send a rocket to the moon, or like not to the moon, but like any orbiting body, right? How would you send it? How would you you have to calculate the trajectory, how much thrust you have to use, how much fuel you're gonna use, That's a
Fucking
big
hey, Eddie, man. See,
formula.
this is why I wonder whether you're not like faking your accent and you're actually a smart motherfucker.
I am a smart motherfucker, man.
You
But I'm not
are a smart
like a
motherfucker.
basic
You're
mistake,
blowing
man.
my mind. But the way you sound just doesn't sound the same as what you're.
Also the fact that you're on here,
He does better. He does better than kneeling in the grass Tyson there, I think.
Let me tell you something. You know that space and time is like there's a field of, like, how like when you put like a large mass in space, it like deforms the curvature of space, man. And then the gravity is basically like anything that has mass will displace space and time. It's like a fabric, man. They had a model of it. It looks kind of like if you if you stretch out a piece of fabric and then you put something heavy in the middle, right? It's gonna like put a big. It's gonna have it'll have like a cone.
You see that,
Can
Archie?
we talk about wormholes?
Wormhole is something different, but there is that is possible. The wormholes are possible, man. There, like the relativity describes that.
Clyde, what do you know about black holes?
Wormhole sounds more like porno again. We're back
Black
to the
hole
porno.
is basically explain to you, man, what a black hole is. Basically. When a star
Well,
burns
black
up
hole. Now
all
that's
its
just right.
mass, all of its energy, it collapses. Boom, right?
What about the Death Star? How do we attack the Death Star?
Man, it distorts space time. It creates a large mass. It creates like the mass. It's like you'll have
right. A large mass distorts space time. Yeah, absolutely.
Real quick, a squared plus b squared equals what?
It doesn't last.
C squared.
What's that?
I can't believe you came up.
We don't need to IQ test.
Archie, you came up with the Pythagorean theory. Unbelievable.
And let me tell you something interesting. When they said that whole physics breaks, they had some mass
Monty
that
Python.
came out of a black hole. Like recently, they discovered there was a mass that ejected from a black hole. So
you know what? I ejected a mass from my black hole this morning.
Immaculate.
I ejected a mass from my black hole just this morning.
They just actually produced a couple of really microscopic black holes in the Hadron Collider that they just brought back into action, and they've actually created a couple of little mini micro black holes because they have the ability, if they get out of control, to start swallowing up everything around them, and then the more they swallow, the bigger they get, and next thing you know, you get an out of control one, and it swallows up the whole world.
Out of control black hole.
It's not possible because the energy
Super
required
chat.
to produce something like that, you would burn up all the energy on there. What they're trying to do is with those colliders, they're
Super
trying.
chat.
I'm gonna explain to you. They hit.
There we go. Super chat. GB 20 Max. Mike the Snake. Can Eddie move in with you, man?
Listen, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm talking about something interesting, man. Look, if you take the Hedron collider, they shoot two elements together. And when they
They're getting in the way to talk.
Super chat.
All right, whatever, man.
Archie, wake up. Super chat.
You got to make your
Super
answers
chat.
real
We got
short.
super chat
Eddie.
here from John C. Should Archie get an MBA to boost his confidence? You betcha.
There you go.
I don't think he needs a
Get a
master's in
master's.
business.
Yeah, get
I
a
don't
master's while you're at it.
Archie, you're going to get an MBA? You're Archie, just so you know. We're talking about you. What are you doing? Why are you distracted? What are you doing right now?
An MBA.
You're talking to Herman. Herman's on the stream. Hey, Herman, how are you?
Yeah, how about talking to this audience?
Hey man, the Tao is bigger than the universe, man. We all need to become Taoists, and then we'll have peace on earth, man. And if you don't know what Taoism is, Google it, man.
How about baggism? Baggism. Remember John Lennon singing about baggism?
And Shintoism and Taoism.
Hey, whatever happened
Remember
to that guy?
baggism, John Lennon? Baggism, Herman?
John Lennon was a fruit. He was a nut job. John Lennon. He was a talented nut job.
He was, these guys. What?
Baggism. Baggism.
Yeah, baggism.
All we are saying is give peace a chance.
Oh, what a nut job. That sounds like a nut job right there.
All we are. I didn't write it.
I went to school with a guy named Chance, and I was always thinking all we were saying is give Chance a piece. Sing it to girls.
Yep. A record.
Just don't call her Shirley.
This is a funny one.
By the way, I've got a mug, Mark. I got a mug. I'm like you. I got a mug.
You got a mic mug?
Don't be like.
I got a rancher mug with the pontiff on it or a cardinal on it.
Hey, check it out. You know what happened last night? Man? Hey, these guys are out by stealing catalytic converters, man. They pulled up.
You did?
And they went underneath the Toyota Prius and they cut off the catalytic converter.
Really?
Man.
Yeah, they can do it in about 5 minutes with a sawzall.
Cadillac is a good car. I love Cadillac.
I'm
It's
talking
underrated.
about catalytic converters, man.
Yeah, they steal them.
When
Because
did they do that, Eddie?
They have precious metals in them, Archie. They have gold and iridium.
I know, but when did they do this? Last night?
Last night, man, right by my house. They did not just one car. I called the cops, man. I was like, hey, man, these motherfuckers are stealing.
Good for
you. And then I see what happened. And then the guy came outside his car in the morning and he started up and it was like, Rah!
Oh, so he didn't even know about it. He never got told, huh?
Huh?
He never got told about it, or you just had to start it up anyways?
He started it up. He didn't know, but I seen it. I was like, this. I didn't say shit. I was watching. I was out the window. I called the cops. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers are stealing. They're cutting off shit from cars. Come? Hey, that happened to my car one time. Not this car, but I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yeah, it's real common for them to be stolen these days, Archie.
They only target certain cars, though. They don't target luxury cars and shit.
Yeah, more cars that people put millions of miles on, like Hondas and Toyotas, because those are the only ones really needing replacement.
No, they steal them from Toyotas, man, because they're easy to get to, and just those cars, they're catalytic.
Super chat, Jefferson Exotic $5. Eddie is full of Shinto.
What's that?
It's a compliment that sounds bad.
Yeah, Shinto, I think, is some sort of Asian power. Shinto power.
No. It's a Japanese religion.
It's Asian. I said Asian power or Asian martial arts or something.
It's the
Hey, these
Japanese
guys know,
religion.
man. There's like this martial art. These guys know how to hit you, man. And you can hit you at a certain spot, you die, man.
And Mike, I think you're confusing Shintoism with Kung Fu, but you know.
Okay.
Snatch
Cool.
the pebble
Thanks,
from my
man.
hand.
Hey, they got special pressure points they can
Grasshopper.
hit you at, and you'll die, man. You know that?
Yeah, I saw that on Kill
Have a
Bill.
close look at your partner.
I saw that on Kill Bill Volume 2.
No, but
I
I
haven't
mean,
watched that movie yet. I
I'm talking
understand
about
Oh
it's pretty
man, you
good.
got to watch both of them.
It's a
Watch
little
the
bit
first one.
violent, though.
They are, but they're so fucking awesome. They're great. They're
Talking
really
Eastern
great.
religions in a relaxed format.
It just seems like a lot of violence for a comedy. That's all.
It's a black comedy.
Hey.
No, that's what they call them, man.
Hey.
Anyways, yeah, watch Volume 1, Kill Bill Volume 1, and then watch Volume 2, Kill Bill Volume 2. Watch them in order. They're both epic movies and really, really great. And you will laugh at things that you normally wouldn't laugh at. But
like when they're dismembering people, cutting arms and legs off.
Not necessarily though. There's some other scenes.
TB 50 Max. Mike the Snake. Don't pull a David Cardone.
David Carradine.
Carradine.
Yeah.
Do you know? You guys know what happened to David Carradine?
No.
He died of auto asphyxiation.
Yeah,
autoerotic.
Yeah, autoerotic asphyxiation. He played. He was the
Kung
guy
Fu.
in Kung Fu. Yeah.
Yeah, the Kung Fu.
Yeah, I
What
remember
about
that guy.
that's
I
the
heard
same as
about
the guy
that.
from Hogan's Heroes? He died in autoerotic as well.
No, he was murdered.
Yeah,
He was
man.
murdered.
Why they do that?
The lead singer for that band, what was it?
Bob Crane was murdered.
Exactly, Clyde. Why do you keep bouncing on and off? What's going on,
Because God is answering my prayers.
Yeah, no, there's a famous lead singer from the band that I can't remember right now that also passed away in the same
That
manner.
would be a great name for a band, actually.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
No, the band I can't remember. That would be. I think that would be a kind of a cool name for a band.
In excess. Thank you. Somebody, thank you for saying
love
that.
it.
The lead singer committed suicide.
The lead
Sydney,
singer for
actually.
In Excess was found in a
Did you like
closet hanging
NXS?
from
It's
a rope.
great. I love NXS.
I thought
But-
he.
Sounds like Clyde's
I
engaging.
thought he
right
killed
now.
himself more violently than that, but yeah, he killed himself. Sadly.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Because he was dating Sir Bob Geldof's wife, wasn't he? Former wife?
I don't know about that.
I didn't even know he was married.
None of the great composers killed themselves except for Tchaikovsky.
Bob gets off.
Exactly.
Hey, look, I got a perpetual calendar, Archie.
Yes,
Apple Watch?
sir.
It's a Citizen though, but it's good, man. It by itself. You don't gotta change it like 31 days. It automatically knows what month.
Citizen's good, man.
I know.
It's the best bang per buck. Forget all that luxury
It's the old
crap.
one,
They're trying to get him to swap to Seiko.
Hey,
I like
man.
Seiko.
It's got
I prefer Seiko over Citizen.
It's got a chronograph. Hey, look, it's got a chronograph too, man.
Well, an eternal complication. Wouldn't that technically be herpes?
What?
All he heard was herpes.
I got
What?
herpes.
You hear what
Yeah,
you want to hear.
it's like listening to Al Sharpton. It's like blah, 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 McDonald's, blah, 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 White Castle.
Hey, you know herpes is shingles is the same shit.
Yep, it's caused by a spirochete. It's the same as syphilis as well.
No, syphilis is a bacterial disease, man. Syphilis is caused by bacteria. You can cure
Or
syphilis.
maybe no, I'm mixing up Lyme's disease and syphilis.
Listen,
Excuse me.
man, you can
What's the
cure
difference?
syphilis with penicillin, man.
No way, man. It's rheumatoid arthritis. It's not Lyme disease.
What's the difference between mono and herpes?
With what? Herpes?
What's the
Herpes
difference
is
between
viral,
mono and herpes?
man.
What's
What?
that?
And this
You
is
get
an old
mono.
joke. Yeah, an old joke. You've told this before, Clyde.
Well, go ahead, tell it.
He's going
Hey,
to tell
you
it
get
again.
Hey, you know, I recommend
Whether
a
you
book.
like it or not, Herman.
Hang on, man. Hold on a second. You want to know about something very, very interesting? I recommend a book. It's called Lab 257. I read this in prison, man. It's a really interesting book, man. It's about a bioweapons laboratory that was off the coast of, you know, where the like Lyme, Connecticut. And there was a doctor. His name was Callis. He was
Moreau, the Isle of Dr. Moreau.
Listen, man. No, that's something else. That's Hitler's doctor. Dr. Morel was Hitler's doctor.
Yeah, Theodore Morel.
You know the Project Paperclip? That's when they brought all these Nazis from Germany to the U.S. They didn't just bring engineers and shit. They brought medical bioweapons scientists and stuff. And they built a laboratory. Their Lab 257. There's more than one. So what happened with this lab? They spread the Lyme disease shit, man. That's where it came. Lyme.
We had to get those guys before you did.
And they brought over the one guy that helped fake the German rocket program.
You're talking about Werner von Braun.
Yes.
Yeah, my dad went to engineering school at University of Minnesota. His teacher was von Braun's student. Yeah.
Von Braun was a genius, man.
Yeah, he was a rocket scientist.
He wasn't just a rocket scientist, he was an engineer. And they developed, you know, the V1 flying bomb that they built. They were bombing England and London and shit with it.
The Nazis had jets before we did.
There was a jet engine. The ME.
Actually, the British had the Gloucester Meteor before the Germans did.
That was built by BMW engine. BMW made the jet engines, man.
The Germans had Beethoven and Bach before anybody had anybody.
No, we had Mozart. The French had Mozart.
They didn't develop.
Mozart's whack.
You know how a jet engine works, man? Jet engine has these blades in the front. There's a turbine and a compressor, and they have these shafts that connect it together.
I think we're really migrating away from the moon landing, though, aren't we?
I feel like Ed knows a lot. Ed, you should be employed at something.
Yes.
I'm a computer specialist, man. Right now I'm looking for a job. I have a problem with my background, man. I have a hacker. I'm a computer hacker, man. You misconceive about
the FBI hire hackers to like anti-hack.
But I'm really a fucking.
Actually, they usually hire hackers to prevent more hacking.
They used to work, man. I used to work at these companies, man. I used to do. You know what I did? I hacked into my old job, and I crashed a bunch of computer systems that were they were vending machine hardware computers. They were connected to a database, and I deleted them from a database. But in order to get into the database,
that's a good point. If you were good enough to get arrested, you would be good enough to get hired.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, if you were good enough to be arrested for it, you would be good enough to be hired for it.
The FBI. I hacked my neighbor's Wi-Fi using AirCrack NG. You know, AirCrack is an application.
People are going to Google it now. Google AirCrack, everybody.
John McAfee.
Friends will come to your house.
Yeah, that's right. John McAfee said that the FBI needs to hire people like Eddie and not dudes.
I don't want to work with the FBI. No, I wouldn't. If they offered me a job, I wouldn't go for that. I wouldn't go with that.
But that's exactly what you say. If you had been hired, you'd have to say, "I would never work for them."
No, man.
Just like.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what I do. You want me to tell you what happened? Like
where there's an imposter, Captain Kirk. That's exactly what I would say.
This guy's had very weak Wi-Fi connection. They use WEP. You know WEP encryption, wired equivalent privacy encryption. And with
I've heard of WD-40.
Okay, look, man, with AirCrack, it's an application. It runs in Linux because outside all the hacking tools, they work outside of Windows environment. Windows has a lot of shit that doesn't work. So you have to use Linux.
You need Windows in order to have it feel sunny inside.
Yeah.
I thought I'd never hear myself say.
Super chat from John C.
Let me explain something
to you. And he says, Eddie, why are you not out dating hot chicks?
Man, I'm bored with them, man, right now.
You're put off a vagina at the moment? Is that what we're hearing?
I'm not put off. I'm just, man, I see how they operate. Their modus operandi, I'm not a fan of, man.
Eddie, be real careful how you answer that question for Mark.
Listen, the women, how they operate, I know how they operate. They have their mode of operation. They like to take money from you, man. And I don't have money to give right now, so I'm kind of like I'm just like step back for a little bit, man. I don't have money to spend.
Yeah, I mean, men seek out the most beautiful woman they can afford, and women seek out the richest man they can attract.
That's right.
That's
right.
the nature of life.
Yeah.
Well, it's not always like that, but now it is, because that's how society is. The fabric of society has.
There's that old saying: women want everything from one man, and men want one thing from all women.
Yeah, men want pussy and women want money.
Women want everything from their guy. As soon as they hook him, they try to change him into like their perfect dude, and men are just happy with getting it.
When a couple gets married, the man thinks the woman thinks she'll change everything about the man, and the man thinks that the woman will never change.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
I like.
Yeah, that's a good quote. I give you credit there, Clyde. That's a good quote.
That was my sponsor. No, actually, that was my old sponsor. That was one of his pet
He
nuggets.
said that when a woman is dating, she's like advertising or something like that. Then, when let's say you hook up with her and then you guys like get married or something, then that like she doesn't have to advertise.
I do not have a MGTOW avatar. I guess I need one.
Do you know who the FBI really needs to hire? ArchieLuxury.
Nah, man.
Yep.
No. Listen, man.
Maybe they did.
That's true. Maybe that's what he's
The
doing.
FBI came to my house, man. You know, these guys were talking. When they heard me speaking Russian, man, their dick got hard for me, man. They wanted to get me at all. They wanted to, like, they put a case against me and everything, man. And I was like, man, look, man. I told the guy, I said, man, I don't know anything. I'm mentally ill, man. And because I said that, man, check this one. Because I said that, man, they made me go through, like, this, like, psychological evaluation. I had to talk to, like, the psychologist, man. And he
Archie,
like,
start a poll. Should men get married?
What's that?
Yes or no? Start a poll, Archie. Should men get married?
Psychology. What did they say to you then
They
afterwards?
were asking me, like, fucking grilling me with all kinds of questions, man. I told them, listen, man. I said, look, man. I said, I got no repression. I repudiate all this stuff that that you think about me. I'm not mentally ill, man. I said, like, they did all these, like, IQ. They did all these testing. I had to do, like, Sudoku puzzles and stuff like that. And then after like all this, like, evaluation, they concluded that I'm not insane and I don't have to take fucking. They were gonna put me on fucking drugs and shit, but they said that I'm not insane. They're gonna report that and that I don't have to deal with them no more.
You're not insane. You're just smart. Super chat.
Man, they had it. They made me. They were scaring me. I said,
That's a good question. Why do women put on weight after marriage? You tell me.
Because they can.
That's right.
Men do too.
Well, also because they have babies. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Not all have babies.
Sometimes.
I've noticed a lot of marriages when couples get together, and once they get together, they get real comfortable with their situation. They start eating better, and they tend to grow.
Well, because you can. You put on the happiness 15.
Hey, it's not necessarily bad, man. Some women look good when they're kind of fat, like
got a little extra cushion for the
pushing.
Yeah.
I guess you like them thick. Okay, we have another super chat for Archibald to barely read. Go ahead.
For some reason, people think I like them thick.
Super
no,
chat,
I don't.
GB20 Mex. Oakie's greatest legal eagle, Clyde, could help you, Eddie.
What's that?
Actually, Doc likes them skinny, and
Hey, Archie, listen to this. I hired this attorney. You know what kind of watch he was wearing?
What's that?
He was wearing a fucking Bomb and Mercier, man.
B&M, which stands for bowel and movement. Okay, we have another super chat.
I thought that stood for butt maneuver.
Super chat. Hey,
because he's working his way up to S&M.
We got Patek Chris, $3.50. Bring up Bursa's review of Clyde Anderson Esquire.
No, don't do that. Well, we're running a business here, people.
By the way, let me just say this to you guys. I got to wrap up in about 7 minutes.
Ooh, early.
I'm leaving the loom. I'm moving to another hotel, and I'll be back very soon. So, guys, I want to say it was a fantastic show today. Rancher.
Yes.
This is like the good old days that we did streams. Remember those?
No. A lot of therapy. A lot of therapy helps. Not much.
Rancher, whose idea was it for this man to stream on a daily basis? Who
I
would
think
like
that was
to-
Who could have
yours.
said
I
that?
think it was Doc BBW. No, it
No.
was Eddie. Eddie's the genius. So
Ra- I think
obviously Eddie.
You're
had the
trying
idea.
to snitch on people, but in reality, you're the culprit.
It lies with you.
No, actually, Archie's more
Yes,
the lawyer
Archie.
type. So
And
Yeah.
Archie, when I seen my lawyer was wearing a bomb and Mercier, I knew I was fucked, man.
Fuck, man, I'm going to prison.
Yeah.
Fair point. Let's go through and thank everybody who's super chatted.
Already?
Everybody who's super chatted. I want to thank them all. We had
thank you, God.
Rich
Thank you,
Mitch,
Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Cannoli cream, Cannoli cream,
Cannoli.
Ooh.
Cannoli cream, Pastor America 5726. That's a
Nice.
Patek Nautilus reference.
Pastor.
We had Apes. We had Little Dave. We had John C. Yankee Doodle. GB. Little Dave. John C. Yankee Doodle. John C. Dis Jerez Dis. Martin Sugar. Suga. Suka Bled.
Suka means bitch.
Suka Bled. Hoi de las. Hoya. Nipai Haya Bled.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sasimoy hui.
Suka
We had
you.
GB, John C, Jefferson Exotic, GB, John C, GB, Patek Chris, and Yankee Doodle, $2, Hive Identical Pateks, 5 Identical
Yo,
Pateks,
Five identical Patek.
For
Basil Diesels, $1.99 Super
Two giant
Sticker.
horns and a
and a lady boy with
HIV.
HIV. Basil's Beezles, $1.99.
Basil's Bezels. Guys, it's been a great show.
Hasn't it?
Wrapping up, I got to tell you something. What do you think, guys? This has been some great fun. You know, Marky, I'd love you to come on more.
We talked car talk.
No,
We talked
no,
depression.
no.
We talked black
Rancher, I'd
holes.
love you to come on,
physics.
man. Rancher, this is
Yeah.
the home for you. Come on, couple days a week. We'd love you.
Rancher, won't you come on, Archie?
Ew.
Have you come? Have you had your 10-year anniversary? Has it been 10 years since the Rancher and Archie started with
I
Live
think
with
that's
Clive?
the 7-year. It's the 7-year itch, Doc.
Started with
The
a
7
J
year.
date. Do, 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 do,
Yeah, they
do,
met
do.
on J date.
Did I tell you I had this
Probably.
Speedmaster 321? I got it for only $5,000.
I remember that. In fact, do you remember who insisted that you buy it or you're crazy?
God damn it! You either go or I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to put off all my surgeries and I'm going to fly down to Oklahoma City tonight, and I'll buy it myself.
You mean adjustments?
You had many funds there, Rancher. Rancher, what are you buying these days? What's happening with the watch collecting? Give us an update, please. Give us an update.
Well,
No,
now
like I
we're
said,
doing watch talk.
I've got the white sub, the 1680. I've got the 40 millimeter Explorer. Got the project watch going. I've got the Breitling re-edition,
Yep.
and I'm good.
You
And
mean
what's happening to the cars? Mercedes. When are you getting another Benz?
Well, I told you what happened about my Toyota, right?
the engine
No.
blew up?
No. So I'm telling my friend who actually sold me, who was trying to sell me the Mercedes, he would gladly do it again. But so got the transmission, so we're driving, and he was impressed with it. And he said, "You have a Lotus engine." I said, "Well, the 2ZZ was no, you have a Lotus engine." I said, "Yeah, but you see, Toyota took it." And he said, "No, goddammit, it fucking says Lotus on your engine. Do you see right there?" I'm like, I take a close look. I'm like, son of a bitch, I have a Lotus engine.
Yes.
Hey,
what
listen
kind
to
of
this
car?
one, man. Hey, Archie, I'm gonna say something funny, man. Hey, one time I was trying to buy this old Mercedes from this guy,
Right?
and I took it for a ride with him and stuff. And then I'm like, "Oh man, let me reverse into the driveway." He's like, "Oh no." He was like some Arab guy. He's like, "Oh no, don't reverse." And I put in reverse, and it wouldn't fucking go in reverse. I'm like, "What the fuck, man? You trying to fuck me?" He's like, "Oh no." He's like, "No, this delay." He said, "Oh, this delay." He's like, "Oh, this delay." because it took like a minute for the thing to shift into reverse, man. I said,
Wow.
fuck this shit. I don't want a car like that. It was a nice car though, but it was
What
fun.
model was it, Eddie?
It was an old it was a W140. This was back in the day.
My actually, I met my nephew. We had breakfast, and he was telling me he got a police charger, and was getting a special tune in it. So it's like 470 horsepower.
From what kind of
That's
car?
the way.
Charger.
Police Charger, Dodge
Oh.
Charger.
Right.
One of the old ones or the new ones?
No, the new one's not available yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It was
but
funny how he said
should be
that shit. He's
pretty
like,
nasty.
oh, this delay.
Hmm.
Oh, this delay.
So we found an industrial park, and literally, basically almost threw me into the back. You know how with acceleration, Mike, you appreciate this, right? The acceleration, literally, you force them back in the seat. I'm like, you barely touched the throttle, didn't you? And he's like, that's right. But I'm thinking,
Well, the
what's
new
point-
Charger is going to be electric, at least
Yeah.
one version, and it'll really have some torque to it. The electric.
Charge.
Yeah.
Oh, Charger, and it's electric. Okay, I just caught that. Duh.
Well, they're going to have it. It's the first ones are electric, but eventually they're going to offer the ICE as well.
Ice, baby.
Nice.
Ice, vanilla ice, baby.
Should be a nice car.
A nice car.
Looks like it's got potential.
I want a V12 engine car, man. I want to drive a V12. I want to see how it feels, man.
Vroom.
It's kind of crazy though. The Challenger was a very popular car, so why suddenly just get rid of it?
The funny part is I've kind of looked around every once in a while. I've kind of had my eye out for like an SL 600, but it's like, do I really want?
You don't want that, Clive.
No.
Believe you me.
If you want a monster overpowered V8, you get a Cadillac CTS. Those things are, or an older Pontiac GTO. Those things have big giant V8 LS engines in them, and they're absolute monsters. And they're cheap to fix.
Cheap to fix. Guys, speaking of cheap to fix, I got to head out. See you tomorrow, guys. Love yous.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
See you, Archie.
later.
Good job,
Upvote,
Eddie.
guys.
Good job.
Upvote on the way out.
Don't forget
That was a pretty good show.
That was a great show, guys. That was a great show. Can't complain about that.